And let's bring in our very first guest. Ed Henry hosted the briefing right here on Newsmax. Ed, I know you were listening to President Trump. Great to have you with us. That's right. He just says he doesn't think sanctions against Russia are appropriate right now. But you have folks like Chuck Grassley, posting about this, saying they need to come. He says, I want it to be as tough as Trump is on Harvard with Putin. It's going to be a very delicate dance diplomatically here as President Trump is still trying to offer that olive branch, even saying if it's necessary, he'd meet with Putin and Zelensky on the sidelines of the G7. Your take on things this very minute.
Yeah, that's coming up, the G7 summit in a few weeks in Canada in June. So the president going the extra mile. But I think it's clear his patience has run thin. He said a couple days ago, as you know, the president, that he thinks Vladimir Putin is acting crazy right now. And he's frustrated because Donald Trump has been holding Senate Republicans back, essentially, on this sanctions bill that would cripple Russia's economy, cut off China from buying cheap oil, which has been the war funding machine for Putin in terms of killing so many people in Ukraine. Let's call it what it is. And the president's been holding Senate Republicans back. It's a bipartisan bill, Republicans and Democrats, saying, give me some space here to get a peace deal with Vladimir Putin. But my broader point that you raise is that if Putin's not going to come to the table and he's going to continue the war and amp it up with these attack after attack, then Donald Trump, in the end, is going to say, okay, here come the sanctions. You didn't listen to me. I'm trying to get a peace deal. I've done everything to try to help bring an end to this war. And so I think the patience has run out, and I think those sanctions very well may be coming.
I think so, too. All right, so there's also this interesting back and forth with Elon Musk, and President Trump addressed some of Musk's comments. So let's play first what Elon is saying in the media about being disappointed, saying the bill can be big or beautiful, but not both, and not thinking that Congress did enough with what the Doge folks did. Let's play Elon first and then President Trump after.
I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing. I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both.
That doesn't get approved. This country is going to have a 65% increase in taxes and lots of other problems, big problems, almost bigger than that. But we'll have a 65% increase as opposed to the largest tax cut in the history of our country.
All right, Ed, Speaker Mike Johnson says the House is eager and ready to act on Doge's findings. So, Elon, definitely valid comments, everyone says. No dark MAGA hat either. But President Trump is saying, we got to get this done.
Yes, I think both men are right. I think when you play those clips, they're both making valid points. They're both telling the truth. First, Elon Musk, he's saying, what happened to the spending cuts? What happened to all these Republicans saying, we love Doge. We're going to codify it into law. And you and I have been talking about this for months, that a lot of the executive actions by President Trump, individual executive orders, and the Doge actions within the executive branch won't mean a lot if House and Senate Republicans don't back up both men, Musk and Trump. And so I think Musk is right. We need more spending cuts. And I think President Trump is right. We need the tax cuts as well. And what he was trying to massage there is, I hear what Elon is saying, but if I cut too much money right now, I'm not going to get enough of the more moderate Republican votes to get the big, beautiful bill through the House. So they're kind of both right. And so here's the bottom line. The president is winning by getting that through the House. Let's see what happens with the big, beautiful bill in the Senate. They've got a 4th of July deadline. And I think your point about Speaker Johnson is the most important one moving forward. Okay, get the big, beautiful bill. Get the border money. Rebuild the military. Get the tax cuts. Get this Biden-stalled economy going again. But Speaker Johnson and the House Republicans better follow up with a rescissions package with real spending cuts and codify what Doge has done. That's why I think they're both right. I think the president's right. We got to get the bill. But Musk is right. There needs to be follow up on the spending cuts.